And we start with that widespread rain and some storm chances. That's really the weather story today as we take a live look outside downtown Indianapolis. Thanks for joining us at 4. I'm Dustin Grove.
And I'm Anne-Marie Tiernan in this afternoon for Felicia Lawrence. So we're bringing in our meteorologist, Sean Ash, who has been tracking the system that we see out there. We saw some puffy clouds with sun, but we also, when we look at radar, we can see rain.
Yeah, there's hit and miss, and they're quick movers too. This won't last very long if it gets over your area, but we're also watching a little bit of rotation as well. So we still have another probably 2.5 hours before we can give the all clear on staying weather aware here with us. Severe thunderstorm watch, where the storms have been much more explosive. Been quite a windstorm from near Louisville to Cincinnati. We have missed that, thankfully. That's been the main axis. You can see the downpours, and the expectation still remains east of I-69 that we could see some of these cells intensifying a little bit. Angela and I have been following this one that moved near Mount Pleasant, near farmland, a little bit of rotation. It's weak, but there's enough wind energy, enough moisture, and enough instability that we're going to have to be watching radar like a hawk here until we can get this axis of storms out. And we're, again, starting to see these cells intensifying a little bit. We can't completely rule out some warnings. You can see that cell there that's going to be moving real quickly into Ohio here within the next hour. As we look back to the west, this will be it. You see the hit and miss showers that go out back toward Terre Haute. Temperatures at this hour, we've got you near 80 degrees, and it's more of a humid heat right now with dew points 65 to near 70. That will drop later tonight. But in between now and 6 o'clock, again, hit and miss, possibly severe thunderstorms, possibly a few that may be rotating here before we can get that axis out. Most of this well done by tomorrow morning. Out the door at the bus stop for the kids, not as humid. We have an active 7-day forecast, and it does involve what's going to be left of Helene timeline coming up in the forecast.
Thank you so much, Sean. And you can get real-time updates on the rain right to your phone. You can pinpoint it all the way down to your neighborhood or where you happen to be. To get that, just download the 13 Weather app. It's free in your phone's app store. Hundreds of Hoosier National Guard soldiers soon will be headed overseas for the Middle East.
Deployed for about a year in all. Rich and I went to Camp Atterbury this afternoon to talk with some of those soldiers before their departure tomorrow.
More than 600 soldiers from the Indiana National Guard's 38th Infantry Division say goodbye to family and friends at a departure ceremony Wednesday here at Camp Atterbury. The soldiers will be gone for about a year, deploying to the Middle East in support of Operation Spartan Shield.
Married with 3 kids, so we prepared our family by telling our young children that Daddy was going to be deploying overseas, and we prepared ourselves with mentally preparing them, also the teachers and their friends, and making sure that they were well taken care of, and we built our base at home and make sure that we had a support system.
Jamie Briel's parents and 3 sisters will be in the crowd Wednesday for the ceremony. She is a medic, excited for her first deployment.
We were all raised extremely patriotic. We were raised singing God Bless the USA on the Daytona Beach on vacations. So I was raised loving my country, and ultimately I wanted the opportunity to potentially save the lives of those who are fighting for ours.
The National Guardsmen will train at Fort Cavazos, Texas for about a month before deploying overseas. In Edinburgh, Rich Nye, 13 News.
Rising tensions in the Middle East now are among some of the issues that world leaders are discussing today as they gather in New York City.
They're here for the 79th United Nations General Assembly. President Biden, of course, is there making his final remarks as president. Brian Abel explains what exactly happened there this afternoon.
My fellow leaders. In the final address of his presidency to the United Nations General Assembly, President Joe Biden starkly laying out the challenges facing the world.
War, hunger, terrorism, brutality. I know many look at the world today and see difficulties and react with despair, but I do not.
The president opening his speech by recounting the global crisis he witnessed upon entering public office more than 50 years ago, citing the end of the war in Vietnam as proof reconciliation is possible.
Even from the horrors of war, there's a way forward.
The message coming amid an escalating crisis in the Middle East. Israel and Hezbollah trading increasingly devastating strikes across Lebanon's border. And U.S. efforts to broker a ceasefire and hostage deal between Israel and Hamas in Gaza are at an impasse.
Full-scale war is not in anyone's interest. Even if the situation has escalated, a diplomatic solution is still possible.
Biden also calling on the assembly to stand against Russia and continue aiding embattled Ukraine.
We cannot grow weary. We cannot look away. And we will not let up on our support for Ukraine.
Burnishing both global U.S. leadership and his own legacy, Biden also using his speech to herald the virtues of democracy by detailing his own decision to pass the torch.
My fellow leaders, let us never forget, some things are more important than staying in power. It's your people that matter the most.
In Washington, Brian Abel reporting.
And we have new developments to report this afternoon in a story that our 13 Investigates team broke last week.
A daycare worker accused of mistreating a child. Sierra Putman is here now with the update. Sierra, what'd you learn?
Well, today prosecutors charged 20-year-old Destiny Valladares. Last week, we told you she was arrested and fired. Now, Valladares faces 1 count of reckless supervision by a child care provider. The child in question, 3-year-old Dean Sheets. His mother turned to Anderson police after hearing her son was mistreated while attending the YMCA Early Learning Child Care Facility at Madison Park. A court record states 4 former YMCA daycare workers told police they saw the boy's diaper duct taped like this. The most serious allegation is that he was left alone for up to an hour in the classroom and a bathroom.
He could have done anything. He could have got hurt. I'm not paying them to put my son in a room by himself.
We have reached out to Valladares for comment. She has yet to respond. Last week, the YMCA fired her as well as the director of the daycare. Anderson police are still investigating. Until this last week, there could be another arrest.
All right, we know you'll keep us up to date on that. Sierra,
And
thank you.
You can read Sierra's original report, by the way, on this whole situation. It's on our website right now, WTHR.com/13investigates.
Right now, we are working to find out how a man is doing this afternoon after he was rescued from a pond on the city's Far East Side. The rescue last night near 38th and German Church Road at the Spanish Oak Apartments. Investigators say that witnesses saw the man fishing with a friend there. The man then got into the water, but then didn't come back up. Shortly after, first responders were on scene and within minutes started CPR.
Generally, during a drowning, a victim can be revived within, they call the golden hour, within 1 hour if CPR is started right away, and that's what we did.
We'll provide an update for you as soon as we get one.
Also today, we're learning about a new partnership that aims to elevate the heart care available to Indiana's youngest patients at Ascension.
That's right. Peyton Manning's Children's Hospital and Cincinnati Children's Hospital now coming together, joining forces to provide congenital heart surgery and cardiac care closer to home. Keep in mind, there is a whopping 120 miles between the two facilities. So what's going to happen is a new cardiothoracic surgeon is being hired and will be based right here in Indianapolis at the Level 1 Children's Surgery Center. A panel of experts then will work together and collaborate on the best treatment options for the patients and also the best location for treatment. Cincinnati Children's right now is ranked the top pediatric health system in the U.S. by U.S. News and World Report.
A busy street is finally back open today in downtown Indy. Capitol Avenue between 13th and 16th Streets reopened, and a week earlier than expected. Right now it's just a single lane though. The westernmost lane is going to stay closed for underground utility work. This is all related to the new IU Health Hospital you see right there under construction. It's expected to open fully in 2027, and you can see the stages of the construction online at WTHR.com.
Almost 4:10. Let's take a look at traffic right now. Smooth going right now. This is I-465 and 56th Street out on the east side, and looks like things are moving just fine right there. Let's go over to our other camera location. This is 70 and 65 at the north split. And again, things moving pretty well this hour.
Yeah, looking good.
If you're out and about, this is the beginning of the head home time.
We'll see what it looks like in about an hour.
Yes.